Do you have a long list of patients that are maybe collecting digital dust? If you do, you are not alone. So many of us, including myself, have a long list of patients that have not been in for 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, even longer than that. And the thing is, they're out there just waiting for you. They're waiting for you to come knocking on their door. That's what we're going to talk about today is 5 ways to reactivate those old patients. Get that gold mine of, quote, new patients back on your schedule to make your bank account happier. And you get to help somebody that you already know. They trust you. You like them. So let's go. We're going to talk about it all today. Welcome to the Clinical Entrepreneur Podcast. I'm Rhonda, your no fluff, tell it like it is business bestie for wellness practitioners just like you who want to build a practice you love and make a bigger impact and a little money while you're at it. So if you're ready to ditch the overwhelm, attract your dream ideal patients, and finally run your practice with complete confidence, you're in the right place. Each week, we're tackling things from programs to patient retention to marketing strategies that actually work, sprinkled, of course, with a little sass, a lot of heart, and the step-by-step strategies that will help you get there. So grab your cup of coffee, your notebook, or whatever keeps you going, and let's build a practice you love and a life you love together. Hey there, friend. Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Rhonda. If you're new here, I should introduce myself. I never do because I figure y'all know who I am. So today we're going to talk about reactivating old patients. This is one of my favorite topics. I really do love this topic because it has so much potential for really helping not only your bank account, but also you're really interacting with people that you already know. You like them. They like you. They trust you. Why would we not be staying on top of those people? And I get it. Like, it's really easy for people to just kind of, they ghost you. And then without the right follow-up system in place, you kind of don't realize it and you don't have a system to follow up. Does that make sense? Like you might reach out a couple of times, or if you have a VA or a front desk person, they may reach out a couple of times, but you're like, meh, if they didn't call back, then they didn't call back, moving on. And I've been guilty of that too. But I think that we could even kind of build in a little bit more strategic touch points. Like, what if you had an email automation that was maybe 9 months long and it just reached out to them every 6 weeks or so? Like, hey, just pop it in your inbox. Or maybe it's a combination of email and SMS. A lot of the software CRMs will now do that, where you can integrate both texting and emails. So I think that we often just let these patients, they just ghost us and they go away and we never hear from them again. So it's a gold mine. It's literally a gold mine because you're out there looking for more new people. You're always thinking, okay, how am I going to get more new people, more new people? Do you see how dumb that is? It's kind of dumb because you have all these people that you've already worked hard to build the relationship. Hello, why don't we just lean in and reactivate the relationship? I think that makes a lot of sense. So before we talk about that, let's talk about why they ghost you. Sometimes it really is just life, or sometimes it's just that they forgot. Like I had a lady just a few weeks ago and she called me out of the blue and she said, I forgot all about you. Case in point, this is it. She said, I forgot all about you. I went to a functional medicine doctor in my town and they did all the wrong things and they were all messed it all up. And I thought, I'm not doing that. That's a bunch of synthetic stuff. Rhonda taught me to. Rhonda, oh my gosh, I should have called her. Why did I go over here and go to these guys? And it was because I had just dropped out of top of mind for her, right? I just wasn't following up, which hence why we're talking about this today, because I realized it's a gap for me. So she's called me and I charged her money and she's happy and everybody's happy and she's going to get better. And she doesn't have to go do all that crappy, stupid functional medicine stuff that, we are them, but that we hate them, or at least me. Anyway, I loved that she remembered to think about me and call me back. So sometimes people will ghost you or they just drift off because life happens and, things just happen and I didn't have a good follow-up system. So she kind of forgot about me. They sometimes think that, we forgot about them and we kind of do. Like sometimes we just forget. I forget to follow up or you have that thought of somebody like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen that patient in a really long time. Same idea, right? We kind of forget about them. And then I know sometimes I wonder, like, did I just not help them? Were they tired of the supplements? Were they lying to me and not getting better? Like, I don't know. But I just know that sometimes people just want to be seen. They want to feel like they're important. They want to feel like they're heard. They want to feel like, they matter to someone, especially you, because you're an important person to them. So I know that they don't always drift away because it has anything to do with you. It might just be because life got in the way and they forgot. And we're the ones that need to reach out and say, hey, if I had to build a practice all over again, well, I definitely would do it different because I started my practice when we didn't have all this digital business that we do now. But this is one big component. This would be in the top 5 things that I would do if I was starting all over again from scratch. This would be it. I would send a handwritten note or postcard to every single patient after every single visit. Because why? The patients talk about it because it's so remarkable and no one does it. No one writes handwritten cards anymore. No one. You can go online and there are services where you can pick out the card, you can type in your message on their computer, and then it'll just like give it handwriting look inside the card, and they send it. It actually has a stamp, so it looks like it, but it's not from you. And everybody can tell it's not with a real pen. Like, who are we kidding? But if you go Vistaprint and go just create some super simple note cards and write a handwritten note to especially your new patients. But in this case, we're talking about reactivating. You're going to write a handwritten note to these patients that you want to reactivate. You know, they still live in town, or you know them well enough that you can have that kind of just a gentle conversation with them on a handwritten note. So that's what I would recommend. And it could be something just as simple as like, hey, Jim, I was thinking about you and I wondered how you're doing. If you're still working on that, Lyme disease or that blank a blank, I'd love to help you. Let me know. And if you want for like an extra bonus, put in like an herbal tea bag in there. Or if it's a woman, put in those little under eye gel D-bag. I can't remember what they're called. They're like a little mini eye mask and they go underneath the eyes. Women love that stuff. And they cost you pennies, just stick something in there like that. It doesn't have to be expensive. Just put something that says, hey, I'm thinking about you. The law of reciprocity is a real deal. So if you can do that, you'd be surprised at how much your phone will ring. So that's my number one, is just start writing handwritten notes. And second, on that note as well, no pun intended. If you are going to order note cards from Vistaprint, make them different. Order 2 or 3 different versions, because you may end up sending different cards to different, the same person. Like if they come in 6 weeks, or you want to send it out another card at 8 weeks or whatever. Don't just keep sending them the same one, because then they'll go, oh yeah, whatever, I've seen this one before. So get a couple of different designs is what I'm trying to say. All right, strategy number 2, the we miss you call or text, doesn't matter. This is so easy. It's just literally a call that just says, hey, I am just checking in. How have you been since the last time I saw you? Are you still working on that same health issue? I've got a few openings this week if you'd like to reconnect. No pressure, just here to help. You would be shocked at how often that works. Even a text message. Don't send it from a personal cell phone. You need a service to be able to do that that's HIPAA compliant, and they're out there. But that, like, I miss you, I've been thinking about you, we miss you kind of a campaign works so good. So good. Strategy number 3 is invite them to come participate with you and do something new. People love like new services or an upgrade or some access to a new type of something. Like I know a practitioner in CBA, and she just learned how to do a new technique. And so she's been talking to all of her patients about it, and they want to come in and try it. And so she like got her per week visit count way up because everybody was excited about trying this new thing. Whether it's a new supplement line that you have and you want to have them come try something, or it's a new class that you're offering, or you have a new 6-week program, or a new lab test that you're trying out, or something, just find something new that they may not know about and tell them all about it. And you can say, if you send an email or a text message, whatever it is, however you want to do it, you just say, hey, we've got something new in the office and it made me think of you. And then describe it a little bit and then throw it out there. See if that lands. See if it lands. These are just 5 strategies. You don't have to do them all. Just pick the one that you think fits you best. Strategy number 4 is what I call the 1 question email. It's really simple. You know how, think about it. When you look at your inbox and you look at an email, they're always long. People want to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. I kind of do the same thing because I'm a little bit chatty. But I like to communicate. And I think all of us probably do. We are communicators by nature. But when you get an email that's abruptly short, that is a scroll stopper, right? Who writes an email with 2 sentences? Nobody, but you're going to do that. So it's the 1 question reconnect email. It's like 1 question. It's low effort. It grabs their attention. There's no long copy. There's no nothing. It's just 1 question. And it says, hi, Mary, I was thinking about you today and wondering, is blank there, whatever there is, are you still struggling with fatigue? Is that something you're still working on? I'd really love to help. If so, I'd be happy to help. Warmly, Dr. Rhonda. That's it. All it is. Super simple. You can word it however you want, but the rule is it's just one sentence. That's all. And it's abruptly short, and people read it and they like do a double take, like, what? Make sure you have a nice signature in the, after your name, you put, Dr. Joe, and then make sure you have a nice signature underneath so that they can get a hold of you. You have your website and your phone number or text or whatever. But yeah, that works really, really good. Okay, the last one is just a welcome back bonus. This one takes a little bit more time to do, but it does provide some value, and people really do like that. And that is you can offer a free 15-minute just check-in call. I just love to chat with you. I miss seeing you. I want to hear about, your Aunt Margaret and all the things. So you can schedule that. You can give them like a little gift. You can give them like a wellness journal or a gratitude journal or something like that. You could even try like a little packet of something. There's a CBA member that she created these little 5x7 cards. She printed them on both sides. I'm sure she's listening to the podcast. Kudos to you, girl. But she printed on both sides. She has a little QR code, and then she just wraps it with string, and she ties on like sample packet of like protein powder, an herbal tea bag. You can put almost anything on there. And she just wraps like twine around it, like you would wrap a Christmas present, crisscross it around one direction and the other direction. And she gives that to all of her new people. Well, you could do something like that for your old patients, not old literal, but old as in not been in a while old. But you could do something like that. Just give them a little gift when they come in. No one else gets it, only them. So those are my 5 favorite ways for you to be able to just reactivate those inactive patients. Remember, they've already given you money. They've already worked with you. They already know, like, and trust you. It is so much work to go out and try and get new patients. Why are you not just leaning into the ones that you've already got? It's fairly effortless. You don't have to have them. You can have a short form for them to fill out if they come back in just to kind of give you a little bit of a health update. But shoot, they don't have to fill out all the paperwork and all that stuff all over again. It's just really not that hard. So the goal here is I always try and just make things simple for you. I don't like to complicate things. I think life is too complicated the way that it is. So I like to try and keep things simple. So these 5 ideas are very, very simple. Don't overthink the wording. That's my next advice to you. Piece of advice is don't overthink it. Don't try and make it all flowery and, and get into chatty and ChatGPT. Can you write this? I mean, fine, you can try if you feel like you need to make it a little bit better, but don't get hung up on the wording. The whole point of this exercise is just to reconnect with people that you haven't seen in a while. And that's really all you have to do is you just want to reconnect with them. And then keep track. Okay. So keep track, write down. You can use a spreadsheet. You can use a notebook. You can use a Google Sheet. You can do whatever you want, but just write down the name of the person, the date you reached out, and how you did it. Did you send them an email, a text, the 1-sentence email? Did you, what did you handwritten note? What did you do? So just keep track. And then you want to know, did they respond? This is going to give you some good intel. Maybe they moved away. Maybe their email's no good anymore. You don't know. You're not going to get 100% of responses, but you will get some, more than what you had before. Hello. That's kind of the whole point, right? Then this will fill in some of those gaps in your schedule. So I really believe that you're always sitting on a gold mine, untapped gold mine of the patients that you have not seen in a long time. And you don't know what's happened. Like, you may have a patient that like gained a whole bunch of weight or had a loss, there was a death in the family or something, and they just haven't been able to get themselves out of their funk enough to call you. But what a breath of fresh air it is when they hear from you and they're like, oh, yes, that's what I need. That's exactly what I need. See, that's how you serve them. This is not about you being desperate, calling, trying to say, I really, I got a few holes in my schedule if you want to fill them up. No, 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 no. We're not coming out. We're not coming at this from a point of desperation or my bank account needs money. That always needs to be behind you. My dad always said to me growing up and as an adult in business, he used to say to me, you never, ever, ever put your checkbook in front of your nose. Your checkbook stays home. And when you get in front of that person, your only job is to serve them. The money will follow. When you put the people first, the money will always follow. And it's so true. When they come first and you're not thinking, man, I'm charging $350 for a new patient. I really need $350 to be able to whatever, pay myself or pay my rent or pay my staff. Just put that, stay home, go. Leave it at your front door, and it stays right there at your front door, right there. That's all. And then what you're going to do is you're going to say, when you show up in front of them, you're just going to be there authentically to serve them. That's all you're going to do, is just authentically serve. So your goal this week is to reach out to 5. That's all. Just reach out to 5 people. That's it. Just find 5 old patients, 6 months or longer. They haven't been in, and you choose the method, however you want to do it. But you're going to find 5 people and reach out and see what happens. I'll bet you, you'll get 2, maybe 3 of them that will reach back out. And if you don't, then do 5 more the next week. No big deal. You don't need a big fancy tech. You don't need all that stuff. This is just a super simple way to reactivate those old inactive patients. So that's all I've got for you this week. Have an amazing week. I'll see you next week on the podcast. Take care.